Hey everyone, so online gaming can be one of the most fun ways to relax, or incredibly frustrating if your connection isn't holding up. High ping, lag spikes, random disconnects. It's the kind of thing that can make even the best gaming rig feel pretty useless. And while upgrading your hardware might help a little, it's not going to fix those deeper network issues, especially if they're caused by things like throttling or overloaded servers. That's where a VPN can actually help out, because by routing your connection through a more direct or less congested server, it can reduce your ping, help stabilize your connection, and in some cases even speed things up. Now, in terms of what a VPN actually does to improve your gameplay, it's not magic, but it does fix a few very real issues that can slow you down. So first, if your ISP has been throttling your bandwidth during peak gaming hours, a VPN can hide your activity so they can't target or limit your connection. That means fewer slowdowns and more consistent performance, especially during big downloads or online matches. It also helps if you're dealing with overly strict firewalls, like in schools, offices, or public networks, where certain ports or servers are blocked. A VPN can tunnel through those restrictions and get you back online with full access. And one of the less talked about benefits is how it distributes server traffic. By masking your IP and changing your virtual location, a VPN can often bypass overloaded servers and connect you through a route with less congestion. It's not guaranteed to drop your ping every time, but it gives you more control. And that's a huge plus when milliseconds matter. So if you're thinking about using a VPN for gaming, there are a few features that'll make a big difference. First is proximity. Ideally, you want to connect to a VPN server that's physically close to the game server you're playing on. That's usually the biggest factor when it comes to keeping your ping low. And for gaming, you'll want that ping to stay under 50 milliseconds if possible, while maintaining at least 90% of your original internet speed. Next is server availability. A good VPN should offer a large list of servers so you're not stuck using overcrowded ones. This helps avoid congestion and gives you more flexibility to test different locations if one isn't performing well. Then there's platform compatibility. Some VPNs only focus on Windows users, but for gaming, you'll want something that also supports mobile, consoles, smart TVs, and routers. That way, no matter where you play, you'll be covered. And finally, DDoS protection is something to keep in mind. Especially if you're competitive or streaming, you don't want to deal with targeted attacks knocking you offline. A good VPN adds an extra layer of security that can keep that from happening. Now, ExpressVPN is a great pick if your top priority is keeping your connection fast and reliable. In testing, it consistently stays within 5 to 10% of your base speed, which is about as good as it gets for a VPN. And when connected to a nearby server, ping times tend to hover around 40 to 50 milliseconds, which works well even for fast-paced games like Call of Duty or Apex. The key here is to pick a VPN server that's physically close to the game server you're trying to reach. And Express has over 3,000 servers across 105 countries, so you've got plenty of options to choose from, whether you're playing locally or trying to access different game regions. Device compatibility is another strong point. Express works on pretty much everything: Windows, Mac OS, Linux, iOS, Android, even smart TVs and streaming sticks like Roku. You can connect up to 8 devices at once, which is a nice bonus if you're gaming on multiple platforms or want to share with family. And in terms of features, there are a couple of helpful ones here. The kill switch will automatically cut your internet if the VPN drops, which helps keep your IP protected, and split tunneling lets you choose which apps go through the VPN and which don't. Great if you only want your game client tunneled and nothing else. Now, just a quick heads up, split tunneling only works on Windows and Android for now, so if you're on iOS or a newer Mac, you won't see that option. Privacy-wise, Express uses RAM-only servers, which means nothing is stored long-term. Every time a server is rebooted, all data is wiped clean. So from a security standpoint, you're in good hands. Now, NordVPN is another excellent option for gaming, especially if you're after top-tier performance and a few more advanced tools to work with. Speed-wise, Nord holds up really well, even on distant servers. In testing, it usually hits around 95% of your baseline speed, which is ideal for both gaming and streaming. And when connected to a close server, ping times can dip as low as 27 milliseconds. So it's definitely one of the fastest VPNs out there. Nord also gives you access to over 7,800 servers across 165 countries, which is more than most. So if you're playing a game hosted in a specific region, chances are you'll find a solid nearby server with little to no congestion. You can connect up to 10 devices on a single account, and apps are available for all the major platforms. So whether you're on a console, PC, or mobile device, Nord has you covered. And like Express, Nord includes a kill switch and split tunneling. Though again, split tunneling won't work on iOS or newer versions of macOS, so just something to keep in mind if you're using those. For privacy, Nord uses RAM-only servers just like Express, meaning no data is stored permanently, They also support features like double VPN and onion over VPN if you ever want to add an extra layer of encryption, though those aren't really needed for gaming. So overall, Nord is a great balance between performance and security. And depending on your plan, the pricing is usually more competitive than ExpressVPN, especially if you're signing up for a longer term. Now, if you're looking for something a little more budget-friendly without giving up much in terms of performance, Surfshark is definitely worth a look. It uses the WireGuard protocol by default, which is one of the fastest VPN protocols out there. In most cases, you'll get around 90 to 95% of your original speed, even when connecting to more distant servers. For example, during a session of League of Legends, I saw ping time stay just under 40 milliseconds, which is more than good enough for competitive play. Surfshark has over 3,200 servers in 100 countries, which isn't quite as many as Nord, but still gives you plenty of choice when picking a low latency server near your game region. One of the standout features here is unlimited device connections, so you can install Surfshark on your gaming PC, console, phone, tablet, whatever you want, and even share it with friends or family all under one subscription. That's a huge plus, especially compared to Express and Nord's connection limits. Compatibility is also strong. It works on Windows, macOS, iOS, Android, Linux, smart TVs, and streaming devices. So no matter what platform you're gaming on, you're good to go. On the privacy side, Surfshark uses RAM-only servers as well, and includes features like Clean Web for blocking ads and malware, plus full encryption that doesn't noticeably slow you down. And in terms of pricing, Surfshark tends to be one of the most affordable long-term options available, especially with a discount. So if you're trying to keep costs low but still want great performance, it's a really solid choice. So overall, using a VPN for gaming isn't just about privacy. It can actually improve your connection, reduce ping in some cases, and give you a lot more flexibility if you're running into regional blocks or throttling. Just keep in mind, the key is choosing a server that's as close as possible to the game server you're connecting to. That's what makes the biggest difference in terms of speed and responsiveness. Now, in terms of which VPN to go with, it really comes down to your needs. ExpressVPN is a great pick if you want that consistent, smooth performance and the simplest user experience. NordVPN is ideal if you're after a little more speed and customization, and if you want the best value, especially for sharing across lots of devices, Surfshark is going to give you the most bang for your buck. Also, you'll find links to current pricing, discounts, and full reviews in the description below, so feel free to check those out if you're interested. So hopefully you found this guide helpful, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up, as I always appreciate that. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below. I love getting to answer as many of those as I can. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.